and welcome to the Aquarian Mind Podcast. Today's podcast episode number 180. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Book Insight Friday, but I'm not delving into a book again today. I like to really break things up, break the monotony, Look, I've got a book series coming up soon that I'm going to delve into. It's A Man's Plight, if you guys don't know, but I'm still in the process of kind of doing a couple of little podcasts about my writing journey and, sharing a few different things. So today I want to talk about building an audience and how that's been, a journey within itself. The biggest part of my writing journey. And while this takes plenty of time, sometimes we forget that patience is a virtue. And honestly, I tend to be someone who's in a rush, and I've slowed down and embraced the journey a little bit more. I'm not that focused on, numbers all the time and things like that. I love when, the listener numbers on this podcast grows. I'm very happy about that. Just hope that, you guys, take the time to look at my other content, which is my books, my clothing line, all that other stuff. And I will say that social media is not always the greatest outlet, as a lot of people just aren't on social media looking for a specific author and a book to read and things of that nature. So it's good to have a platform that people, can see me and can see my content. But the one thing I don't do is really post my books all of the time. I try to share, small aspects of my life, things that I'm going through, my stories, things like that. So that's really what my podcast is. My books are part of my life journey. It's part of who I am, but there's also other factors to me, things that are on my mind, which is the Mondays with Mello and the, Wednesday motivation and inspiration. Trying to, provide content where it's motivating and it's inspiring to you guys. And the other aspect of this is I share poems that I write, and a lot of my poems that I share are on social media pretty much. It's on Instagram and it's on Twitter. Now, Twitter, small poems I can do in 140 characters. I can also do it the way I do it on Instagram, which is, I create like a text-free little thing and post my longer poems and things like that. But I like to keep things separate. I like to kind of keep things fresh and fun and give people different aspects of me on social media. So it's like Instagram's one thing, Twitter's another thing, TikTok's another thing, YouTube's. So it's so many different aspects of my personality, and that's part of my journey of growing my audience. I know I need to spend more time on TikTok and YouTube, but guess what? I love this podcast too much, and I spend a lot of time on here. So I like recording the podcast. I like, talking about my, life journey and helping you guys and hopefully motivating and inspiring y'all. So I'm on here more. Recording videos just isn't as fun and fulfilling for me. And I guess it's because there's a camera in my face. And I guess it's because I went to school for all that stuff. And I did that, after college, where I had my YouTube page and I did the whole sports thing for so long. So I don't know. Cameras just, it's like, oh, okay, it's there. I don't know. I'm such an introvert. It makes no sense. But anyway, so honestly, I love writing blogs and I like creating the YouTube videos from time to time, but nothing beats recording these podcasts. That's just my thing. I have loved this journey. And if you guys listen to my podcast, like in the beginning of this, I talked about a lot of like messed up things and world issues and, things that are going on. And then I was like, you know what? I need to revamp it. And then I did. And my numbers dropped off dramatically because people were just so expected to, let me come on my podcast and talk about world affairs. And I had to start from the ground up and grow it back again. And it's a process. So I know that, that's part of the journey, especially when you're revamping your whole brand and you're changing things. And I've changed websites 4 different times. And, I didn't buy a domain until about 2 years ago. And I have 2 domains now, one for my podcast, which is the aquarianmindpodcast.com. Feel free to go on there and look at, a different perspective of a podcast page. And then I also have aquarianmindrights.com. Rights is WRITES. It's not the other one. But anyway, I'm quite sure you guys know. But that's my website. So, part of my journey is, being innovative and being different. And I'm doing something that not many authors are doing. And it's giving you guys, podcasts to listen to 3 days a week. I don't have long podcasts, so that means that your attention will be there for 10 to 15 minutes, and I thank you guys for that. And the other aspect of it is I don't give a hoot to make money off of ads. And that is because I have built a platform where I don't feel like I need to make 10 cents for someone listening to an ad. Just not my thing. I don't even want to look at ads when I'm watching TV. If I record something and if I can fast forward through ads, I'll do it. So I don't want to put ads on here to bore you guys to death, especially if I'm not on here that long. So my process of building an audience is just, being innovative, being different, and not really doing the same things that everyone else is doing. And there are a variety of ways to build an audience, and, everyone goes about it differently. And I just don't want to fall into doing things the way everyone else is. And I don't want to fall into following the trends and being redundant in how I share my content. I just want to be someone who, wants to, be carefree in creating things that will make you guys think a little bit. And, when it comes to my books, it's just being different. I write my books in a prose format. My books are on average 80 to 90 pages, give or take. A lot of my books have been in the 100-page realm. But as of late, no. Anywhere between 70 and 90 pages, which is good enough for me. I don't like to overwrite my books. I need to, write my books, start off with a bang, get to the core crux of it and not drag it out like a lot of other people do with their books. I can't do it in that regard. Very few of my books kind of start off with the, lead up to things, but I'm a person that's going to just come and just boom, hit you in the chest real quick. And it's like, up. And then once I get your attention, hopefully I hold it the rest of the book. And that's what that's about. So I'm not, focused on the numbers on how many books I'm selling. I'm more focused on, just continually creating content and being able to share my journey with everyone. And if you guys look into my books, awesome. I'm appreciative and I'm thankful for all of that. And you guys know, you guys can type in my name and pretty much find me on so many podcast platforms, and you'll be able to get access to my website, and you guys will be able to look at everything that's there for the taking, from the blogs to this podcast to my standalone books to my book series and my audiobooks. So if you guys don't know, I do have audiobooks. So if you guys are listening, you guys are listeners to a podcast, awesome, great. But my audiobooks are on PayHip, and you guys can find them there. So just giving you guys a heads up on that. As an author, it's always a grind and a journey to grow and build an audience and, make the right moves and the right investments and things of that nature. And I feel like the journey is going to always be continuous. I'm always going to be looking to grow. I'm always going to be looking at, opportunities to grow. And that's just the goal at the end of the day. So that is how I'm going about building an audience. Everyone does it differently, like I said. So I'm not trying to have millions of people. I'm more of trying to have a solid foundation of a certain amount of people that are going to love what I'm doing, what I'm creating, and I love to answer the questions and what I'm doing and how I do everything and how I go about what I'm doing. Because everything for me is learning on the go. I don't really look to other people too much. I like to kind of wing it sometimes and figure out things for myself, and that's how my journey has been for the past few years. So, with that said, that's my podcast for today. I thank you guys for listening. As always, remember the aquarianmindpodcast.com if you guys want to go to my website and listen to it on there. And, if you're on a certain platform, hey man, do it. But don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys, have a good weekend. Be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.